Welcome to the An Post Irish Book Awards InstaStory Club in partnership with Image.
This week we're joined by author and Senator Lynn Ruane to discuss her memoir, People Like Me.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. So, obviously, you work in the public eye, you are a politician, and this type of memoir is just not what we could expect from somebody who works in government. You really laid it all out. What was that like, letting people in?
I think the last thing I view myself as a politician sometimes, and my editor kept saying to me, "Lynn, this is going to be some political memoir," and I kept going, "It's not a political memoir. It's my book. It's just about me." But I think at heart I'm an activist, and I think sometimes for me part of my activism is taking my story, even the bits that are really, really difficult, and using them in a creative way, in some way, to garner not only interest but support for the causes that I'm passionate about. And the causes that I'm passionate about, of course, have come from some of my lived experiences, because that's what shapes you and molds you. And yeah, so I think it was, I don't compare myself to other politicians. I kind of see myself as a person first and foremost, and I happen to take my political views and my activism into the space of a politician. You know, so I kind of tend not to get too grounded into the idea that I'm supposed to be a certain way because I'm a public rep.
Were you worried ahead of the book's release about judgment?
I probably was when I first started writing. By the end of the book, I was more concerned about being rejected by the people that I care about within my community. Yeah, so I think for me as well, why it was important to tell my story is that, and own the labels that society wanted to put on me, right? So people were like, well, why are you letting people say that you're, ex-drug user becomes senator, ex-drug user goes to Trinity, teen mother? That's not all you are. That's not all you are. And I'm like, I know that that's not what all I am.
What would you say to young girls to try and kind of empower them to get involved with politics?
I think sometimes maybe we're too focused on politics and this idea of historically what we think politics is. I think we have a huge interest and potential there in the whole area of social movements, and I think politics exists in the classroom, exists within the home, within your sports club, and I think being able to empower young girls to assert themselves in any of those spaces, well then they're going to be making a change, regardless whether it's the Houses of Parliament or whether it's, your college class. So in fact, I think for young women, they just need to take their talents, take what they're interested in, and use them for good, no matter where that is or what that looks like.
Thanks for joining us this week for the An Post Irish Book Awards InstaStory Club in partnership with Image.